G'day guys, Ali from Westbury Airless. A bit of a different video today actually. I'm going to be showing you Titan's new power liner, which is a line marking machine. Now the reason I'm actually doing a video review of a line marker, I do constantly service these and repair these machines in my shop, but this particular one's getting a video review because it's slightly different to what's currently out there on the market. So first of all, it's a Titan / Wagner, but it's only being sold as a Titan. All line markers from the Titan Wagner group are all going to be labelled as Titan. Why this one is a little bit more special? Because of this. The diaphragm pump. Titan have come back to what they originally started with, which was a diaphragm pump. Now, everything else on this machine you can pretty much get on any other line marker. You can get a standard Honda engine, which by the way are absolutely brilliant. But you get the Honda engine, you get your standard hose, very nice robust frame and everything else. Single hose. This is one of the big things that Titan do. They only run one hose. So if you wanted to do stenciling, you simply undo the gun from its holder up here, and then you manually use it. And I think that's a great idea when line marking, because you don't have to run two hoses, you don't have to flush two hoses, etc. Alright, back to what I think is fantastic. The diaphragm pump. Now, unlike piston pumps, diaphragm pumps are so easy to maintain. There really is not much to them. You have your internal housing, hydraulic housing, which you don't actually have to touch at all. You very rarely ever need to do anything with that. And then you have an inlet valve and an outlet valve. Now what Titan have done is they brought this design back in, and this was out forever and ever in the 80s and 90s from Titan Wagner. That's all they did, diaphragm pumps. The advantage of a diaphragm pump is there's no electronics to mess with, and they do not fluctuate in terms of the fan or pressures. The pressures just continue to maintain and they don't change throughout. Now I just want to show you how easy these are to work with. This is just an old tool that I've got. This used to come out with all the Wagner diaphragm pumps, but it's rather than using big shifters and everything, I was just going to use this to show you. If you are on site and you're having a problem, for example, your pump's not pumping, all you've got to do, undo your top hose. See, I just had to break that, and I should be able to get the rest by hand. Very, very simple design. I'll just put this stand down for a second, see if I can get it in a good point. Oh, sorry. Make sure that's shining there, yep. So I'll undo this intake hose, or this suction hose. And that there is my inlet valve with the pusher assembly, and you usually use that just when you start. Now diaphragm pumps don't need oil. You don't have to pre-prime anything before you start or after use or run anything like that. It's just a matter of running your paint through it. Using this key, again, I'm only going to use this tool because it's easy. Now this hasn't been opened, and it's a little bit tighter than I would have hoped, especially using such a short handle. But I should be able to get it to bust open. There we go. This is still factory sealed. I'm the first person to pull this out. Now this is your inlet valve. Right there. I'm not talking any longer about the whole assembly from top to bottom. We're talking about just this little bit here held in by a retaining pin. Pull this pin out, take this valve off, clean up any blockage, put it back in, and it's good to go. Now, usually if you've got one blocked, you're going to have the other. So that's your inlet valve. I'll just screw that back on. I won't tighten it up. I'll just sit it there for now. And then we have our outlet valve. So just down here, I'll make sure that's in the camera's view. Just inside here is the outlet valve, 22mm. Loosen that up, and it's almost identical to what's on the other side. There's your ball, there's your seat with a spring inside, and it's just held in with this retaining circlip. So if I were to pull this out, I'd be able to disassemble the whole thing. So if I was on site, if you have a problem, you don't need to ring the air shop, you don't need to do anything. Pull these two apart, put them in some thinners or whatever solvent it is that you need to clean your machine, and you're up and running again. And I just think that's so good, so convenient for people who are on site. Other than that, other features of the machine, obviously the very big rear tyres for stability. The front tyre wheel also rotates around, and that's actuated from the hand lever, just up here. Tip holder is sitting in there. Undo these 4 bolts and you can adjust the height of the handlebars. just a couple of little convenient things, a phone holder or a key holder, plus a drinks holder. I mean, I'm sure that'll come in handy. But just looking at this machine, it's just a great unit. I mean, you can see in the background that they've got they've given me a pop-up banner for it. But I'm really impressed and relatively happy that they've gone back to their old ways, especially and purely because of on-site servicing. So kudos to Titan for coming up and bringing back what was well known, well trusted, and very easy to maintain. And I dare say they're going to be moving a few of these beasts around. Anyway, that's Ali from Westbury. I hope you enjoy this review. Please, by all means, leave any comments or questions you may have, and I'll do my best to get back to you. Take care. See you later.